Development plan po ay sir sa amon sa preliminary. Basta ang tanan sir na di kapitan ni mga Miki na ara sa akong nakatuna sa tanan sa iba ni pasok ko pa yung sila sa iyang instrument.
Okay. Iya, besok pasti
Ayos na Karen. Ayos na Karen. Ayos na Karen. Ang point active na sa register. Pero ang ba nila set papadala ng final decision mo isimili. Ay pwede. Tapos pag ako sila sa Wednesday, parang ang judgment. Oo. Pero ang very good na yung makalit. Grabe na sa mga kung may teacher kami sa kami. Arin screenshot na ito lang. Tapos ako po sa isang ID niya. Tapos tama ang ML ko. Screenshot na yun. Hindi dito naman. Pero screenshot din na siya. Dua ka pala. Promise na. Dua ka rin sa'yo. Galit ay saan ka ba ka? Central Bank, di ba? Dua yung tandila. Dua yung
Right? Isan? Gusto na video guys pa.
Upaw, tatagani.
Ikaw ka?
Ay, wala na itong Ferrari, pre. Wala na itong Ferrari, bligya.
I thought so too. I thought so. Yeah, just use the old one. Sandali lang. May area ako madami ginagawa. That particular thing.
We talked about it here. I so remember it very well. We talked about the campus briefer. Yeah.
You showed me about the briefers in your files. So sabi ko, okay na, what is your
Oo, hanggang galing ka kung sino na siya ikat, hindi na siya manami. That's when I come by. No, we will take
Exactly,
that
so I
one.
gave him a fresh available.
So the campus briefer, it has to be very...
Ano na, how Josh!
You disparage the use of the old videos.
Listen.
Yeah, I remember it very clearly.
I'll just give you the files. I'm sending it to you now.
Yung campus briefer along with the other departments, it's an overview.
Nasa home natin, may home base.
Home page na.
May program paper, doon ko rin yung tatang.
Hindi na ako na wala na. Okay na campus briefer.
Siguro na nila.
Gani. Ito
Ano
niya.
yung ginubo? Ako gusto mo lang sabihin.
Sino na mag-gather sa aton nga cell? Sino na mag-gather sa aton nga report sa recommendations niya? First one.
Ngapil ka.
Ang tawag ko kanina ko, video lang ako
Kailangan ko ganit sa volunteer kay masugo na ko sa sino ang makuha sa oh, sir.
Hindi niyo gusto niyo.
Last day mo
Despedida de soltero.
despedida sa day.
Pero, Spinio.
Dugay sir ka, mga 40 minutes na, ito ka na iso.
Ay pa? Ay, nagkanan. Nagkanan mo?
Siguro sir.
Hindi dapat siguro mga 11:30, sir.
At least may reserva.
It's all junk. Okay, tapos na video. Josh, imo nga may karakadasin nga sa parameters yung may mga basurahan, di ba?
Ako sir, send ko mga siya. Atong sa
Karain pinupunan ako sa iyo. Alam ba ako?
Diba, nagpaka-taxi na yung kalit ka sa pano? Yes.
The dedicated kids were falling styrofoam lang yun. Wala na yun. I mean, wala na maiwan.
They consider supplying the first day cabinet installed around the house to ensure that medicines are available and sufficient. Pinapasok ng medical and something was transferred in the network
Yes.
for easy access. Residents have to be instead.
Okay, kita ko na pre. Kita ko na.
Oh, arasan. Oy, sa ilo ka mga iban mo. Napan. Doon, alas pa rin yung mga ito, ano?
Oo, dire mo sa sulusakon.
Mga social media na.
Oo, ikaw na bala. Kung pre ha, i-combine mo lang pre ha.
Oo, ako na bala. Messenger na.
Oo, ikaw na bala pre ha.
Messenger.
Installed around the house.
Actually, alam mo dati, meron talaga yun.
Kanina, ako yung nag-order ako here para sa bisita.
Asan yun? May picture, may meron pa ba kayo?
Pinatuto ko lang ako ng emergency.
Emergency kit. Parang ba siya Oh, see? Oh. Trying to scare us off.
No, because you did not answer it in the first place, so you'd really be scared of this. This was not addressed because these are You're the national, right?
Ako din, gano'n ko, duwala ka ito. Hindi mo lang ako
pinsan mo niya kasi doktor ko feedback. Hindi man niya wala kang breakout room.
Yes, wala na ako. May one schedule ko para sila.
Mga anak din ang maintenance structure.
Tapos, meron. Maintenance structure. Ah, structure.
Bakit?
Ay, dapat sila sinasabi. Wala, kung lang yan.
Designation,
So, dito lang muna dito. Dapat.
wala, Mr. Rex. Sila others, even sa background. Kaya wala na ang resource
Pinakakaalam yung program hours.
Mati ka mo ano yung mga
Uy,
Yes, that's what we're going to do.
wala nang Kenya.
Ah, wala sila.
Wala nang Kenya.
You're talking to
Nila sila na 10.
Hindi sila.
better get another one. Wait for
Isulat nila. Isulat nila.
I think kasi ito sa picture. 2 doors na picture. Picture ticket. Water po sa Pilipinas.
Yes, ewan ko.
Okay naman po.
Updated.
Yes.
Wait.
Last Wednesday pa siya. Ang sa water.
Results. Isang Wednesday lang.
Thursday. Thursday.
So, works na file.
Nag-exercise. Kaya tayo sa amin ang
Take it in file number.
okay. Pero attach naman siya sa account.
Hindi naman ako naman binuksan niya.
Yung one still cabinet sa cultural house, for cultural arts still lang.
Dapat na-cash week na dapat yung numbra.
Ang counseling room research niya. Ang counseling room research niya.
Anong portability? Wag.
And entrance exit na suportahan pala ng
Develop yung map. Around. Wala kasi na daw. Or, ano yung kaya nung hindi na pagkita mo sa ako.
Well, you're looking for
Best
the wrong
practices ka ito na diwala siya.
Ano
Hindi basa mo sa ako magulang.
na yun yung sa atin sila?
Oo.
Medical and
Oo.
dental. Ay, ano, keeping
Kita naman niya mo. Parang.
I just read it now.
Kasi, exactly.
That's your best profit.
Oo.
Ano, matter of this.
Oo. Tapos yung relocation
Ang tugon doon sa mga Silgina, no?
strategic
Adjacent sa aton din sa aton yung ano yung central. Hindi tayo magpano niya.
Pwede na siya na best practice na very spacey.
Galahing mo na siya, no?
Okay, so within sa aton silang boundaries mo aton nga kuan. Oo, sa aton nga susilahan. Ano sa Doroes, nag-pad slaps doon eh. Eh, pero gagawa mo nila pa konti di. Inasta, gagawa sila building.
Picturean ko na to ang medical dental na balaga.
Meron na.
Ano naman sa picture, kita ba yung space? Pwede ba na na-highlight ba ang space room siya? So you can have picture na picture. Ano ba design? Na ba siya? Nakaseparate sa dental?
Actually, yun yung nasa video. dito nila, pinutakan nila dito. Mada kasi doon dito.
Pwede na mag-picture kung gawin
No, ano ba practice? Isusin kasi mga campus mo. Hindi wala. Iba na, tigil natin.
kasi usually say the best practice daw na. Pero anyway, kita na natin sa best practice. So sabi, dapat parang strength ba na
Hindi, kung nakita sila sa una, kami ay, best practices naman. Hindi sa magparehas ako.
Ang tema, isang ano rin ang tema.
Mas hindi mo kita. Traitor. Enemies tayo. Paano ko na ipadala mo? Hindi ko na pinamigyan man. Kasi kung ito ka ng dramis ng video, pero rin pa mo.
Oh, susubukan natin.
Sama lang nga ganyan. Ang library, anong sinabi mo dyan sa library? Anong sabi mo?
wala naman yung recommendation sa library.
So, anong script ng library?
Si Sir Martin is library.
At totoo ang library. May araw kita sa library ng library.
Sir Mark!
Kahit siya.
Sir Martin!
Ako ko Martin.
Kapag sila sa ano po, ay best practice sa
Bakit si San
library.
Juan? Yan, bakit? Sa
Sir,
library?
student center. Student center.
Student center. Sino sa lab? Sino sa lab?
Si Sir, yung may mga ano na isa mo na
Tapos may best practice sa
Sir, no?
And then you know it. You've been here for 4 years, 5 years. Siya, isang dyan, busy.
Ako naman
Mads, ini may internet pansubong nasunod na. Kasi wifi na.
Ano ako nung pagbukas sa site sa kay Sir yung Martin mismo na nakakilipid. Para best practice, pwede nyo na nakikipya.
Hindi kasi dito, parang hindi na muna kung sabihin siya makakapit siya makakapit sa administration. Mads, ini yung ano yung natulog free wifi, hindi na nakuha na tulog.
Instruction. Sa ila, wala.
Sa physical na.
Nawala. Why mention mo?
Ano ganito? Sino din? To facilitate wifi. Physically? Oh, physically?
Which lang yan sa student center, may level 5
Building, sa building si. Sige ba? Sabi, track indoor man eh. Track indoor. Yun yung abot ko sa inyo, gani. Oo. May aral man. Actually, may aral sa inyo. Oo ka. Hindi na sa inyo. Hindi na ba kami? Kami ayaw nyo natin na. Hindi aral. Pero may ina. Kanto ko dito sa kina. Dito.
Yes, sir. Increasing.
Sa buildings na siya, butak. Sila nga, sa students na, ang buildings na with Wi-Fi antennas to dito sa isa na nasa-friend.
Boss, kung kasi anak ko, pagkalimos na.
It's pure. Ang galing dapat hindi.
Mga anak, amo ni inya litrato, no? Pero ang ginapangayo, yan litrato, hindi basurahan sa sulod ng classroom. Kahit sa sulod sa lab.
Wala kami sila.
Wow. So,
Sulod. Sulod sa
That's right.
wala na basura. Basura.
Basura na lang yung
May bayo na.
Ang balang na kapag nakita mo iman.
May araw pa lang per classroom,
Alam mo, hindi pwede sa korte yung ginagawa mo. Yung ginadipinsan mo na kung prank.
Sweldo din naman, no? Kapon ba sunod, no?
Ako galing yun.
Kapon pa malimana, no? Isang bit.
Ako,
Ako na, pre.
nakapilakan.
Pangduwa pala, no? Pangduwa. Anong sulod, pre? Kapon ba lang sulod? Kapon ba lang sulod? Hindi na picture na dati. Why na kung na sa aton kung ano. So nandun na ako sa pictures na mo. Mga manapis kahit planto. Ma'am, ano? Meron ba lang ang fisheries, so bayo ng bayo. So sila classroom mo.
Sunod din na, sir.
Oreo, segregation, solid classrooms.
May ballpen na. Hi. Grabe ako report.
Wag ng kontra. Hindi mo sa galo.
Ngani.
Effective ako sa hindi.
Ay, buwas pa na iyaman tikipek yan. Tanagin nila mo extension, no? No? Kampiyon ng workshop, duwa-duwa mi Rio sa tayo. At ito may workshop namin daw, may output na kami.
Open money.
At
For the all personnel with cough,
with
fever, and not feeling well are advised not to enter the building.
Bata. Ikaw pa dumilo na may buka man?
Oh, no.
Ubol ka mo. Ubol ka mo rin pala. Ah,
Para sa ligar, yun sa mga sa friendship, no?
gani. Paula, may friends ni Paula. Ariyo. Siya din. Amp yun. Uy, siya kaboy pa niya.
Apa aja, 10-15, no?
Ownership. Yun ang bala ko dito sa Nikin.
Water potability.
Kata portability pa rin.
Portability. Aral tu meron di.
Jay, may insensitive. Ang content pala subong Jay.
Charo.
Ang content pala subong pagmudaan. Format.
Pre. Ato pre.
Pabalik na ko to uro sa kwan sa amin.
Oo, may ka to. Mau tay.
Masih gaya ni slow na.
Ay, madib tarom eh. Sige, dib tarom. Sige, sige.
Recording in progress.
Oo, kedua. Kami lang dua to, dua kan.
Ang kuya balat ni sa
Hindi, akan na umay sa
Okay, sir. Parang sila. It's my sabi para may backup.
There's 3 to 6 months. Ito balikan. Hindi na level 1. Wala pa gadget sa siya.
Ang ito ma'am, dan ownership na mama.
Ang sige, portability na mama. Ang portability na sa portability na sila. Yun, sa Bicol.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the main session again. So, first to present today will be from Capsuburias. Ma'am, sir, from Capsuburias, are you all ready?
Ano kami?
Bawat sa sir, ang tinapay. Thank you for not feeding us bread. Bread makes us strong, makes strength, and makes us heal.
Recording in progress.
The right nutrition of the knowledge. What to produce our water. What should we eat? Seedless wheat, chopped potatoes, birds meat, mixed corn, and oats.
No, grabe na train namin ako. Lain mo ba yun?
Sir Rogelio, good morning. Are you ready to present
Hello, ma'am. Yes,
yung
ma'am.
output? Okay, so, okay. Ma'am Batindol is here already.
Okay, good morning, Ma'am Bill. Good morning, everyone. Kapso Burias Extension team will present our output. Actually, we're only four who's logged in today. Perhaps some of our co-extensionists were having problem because mahina talaga yung sa bihas, but then we're trying our best to participate in the workshop. So this is the output that we have come up with, and I would like to introduce my dear extension coordinator of CAP, Ma'am Net Merano. Then we have also our extension coordinator from College of Education, Sir Rogelio Flores, with Ma'am Angeline Vistidas. And I think Ma'am Bargo has left for a very important task. So Ma'am Monet will be presenting the output.
Okay, good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, ma'am.
We come up with problem 3. Starting with the core problem, the unprofitable agricultural produce. And ma'am,
Can you hear us?
can you hear us, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Sir, yun. Present ako.
Okay. So, ma'am, we
From the core problem.
from the core problem, identified core problem, unprofitable agricultural produce. Then there are 5 root causes. First is the lack of technical knowledge and skills of the farmers. Then lack of agricultural inputs like the water, fertilizers, and other agricultural inputs needed for their farms. Then number 3 is inability to mitigate vulnerability to natural calamities. Like for example, if there's typhoon, so the farmers lack, they don't know how to mitigate solution to the damages done by the typhoon, for example. Then the lack of assistance, for example, lack of loan, mga funding, so their lack of that. And another root cause is the lack of commitment on the clientele. And then the effects is, of course, if there's unprofitable agricultural produce, the farmers have low income. There's also a decline in production, then low marketability of the produce or the products. Then, of course, they have also a poor standard of living because they have a low income, and then labor sorrow. And ma'am, we are glad if you have comments for us, ma'am, suggestions so that we were able to make it good problem tree in the future po. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you very much. Do we have comments first from the other participants? Isa lang. Kahit one group can comment on their problem tree. Actually, this is a very nice and very beautiful presentation. No comment?
No. Ma'am, sirs, any comments po from the group, from different campuses?
Comment?
From Caps to Pass, do you have any comments, ma'am, sirs? So Sigma, are you all here? Bumaraw? Ay, wala.
Wala comments? No comments?
Wala comments. No comments sila, ma'am.
Perfect job.
I just want to test if they have learned something from the presentation actually. Anyway, you have a very good core problem, only one core problem, unprofitable agricultural produce. And it is easy to measure profitability, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So your core problem is only one, and that is correct. Here in the causes, you have one, lack of technical knowledge and skills, and I believe that the lack of agricultural inputs will also be of the same level of the from lack of ability to mitigate, lack of financial assistance. So I informed you earlier, part of my discussion, that you're not going to stop to ask yourself the question why for the process, right? For
Yes,
example,
ma'am.
lack of technical knowledge and skills. Why? That lack of agricultural input answer the question why
3 days naman.
there is a lack of technical knowledge and skills. No, it is not logical. Tama?
First
It is
Yes,
not
ma'am.
logical. So, you are going to put this lack of agricultural input on the fifth level of this lack of technical knowledge and skills, inability to mitigate vulnerability to natural calamities, and lack of financial assistance. Okay, now, this lack of financial assistance is caused by lack of commitment of the client field. The lack of commitment of the client field result to lack of financial assistance. Correct or no?
Correct, ma'am.
Correct siya? Are you sure? Spin a wheel. Anyway, okay, I will repeat my question. Is lack of commitment of the client field
Commitment ko yun.
the cause, underlying cause of lack of financial assistance?
Nangayos ang training.
No, ma'am.
Wala man nilagay na
No, so you can put that maybe lack of commitment of the client field is one of the underlying reasons why the farmers or clients, they have lack of technical knowledge and skills. So you put it under the lack of technical knowledge and skills. So why is it the farmers still lack or your pamangin mo? So this is the farmers, okay, we assume that your clients are farmers. So lack of commitment of the client field could be this one be under the lack of technical knowledge and skills, and then the lack of agricultural inputs could be of the same level of this one, two, three. So number four is lack of agricultural inputs of the same level. Lack of commitment of the client field, is this a reason or cause? Why is it that the farmers lack technical knowledge and skills? Is it logical or not?
Logical, ma'am.
Logical. So you can transfer that one, and then the lack of agricultural inputs will be transferred to the other side. Now, this inability to, okay na ta sa lack of technical knowledge and skills, no? If you can still identify the causes or cause, why is it that the farmers lack of commitment of the client field? You can put, you can still put under with an arrow, no? Arrow going up, lack of commitment of the client field. If you can still identify a cause, you can put it under or below the lack of commitment of the client field. Now, okay na tabiri, okay na tayo sa lack of technical knowledge and skills. Then under that is lack of commitment of the client field, and maybe there could be other reasons or causes. Why is it that the farmers lack technical knowledge? Now let's go to number two, inability to mitigate vulnerability to natural calamities. Why? Why is it that the farmers, they are, they have inability, they do not have the capability to mitigate vulnerability to natural calamities? Why? So you can put the reason under this one with an arrow going up to the inability. Did you get me? Ako ninyo? Did you get
Yes, ma'am.
the point? Okay, thank you. Now, let's, if you have still other causes, you can still identify. Do not stop asking the question why? Because that will only be, you can only stop if you can already identify activities or interventions so that you will be able to solve this problem. Okay? Is it
Thank you,
clear?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We'll proceed to the next, lack of financial assistance. Why? Why is it that the farmers lack financial assistance? You can still identify other underlying reasons or causes. Now let's go to your effects. We try to check. So the relationship in a problem tree is cause and effect. Did you get my point? The causes are below, the effects are above. Tama? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
You're correct, ma'am.
Okay, so the effects. Your core problem is unprofitable agricultural produce. Very good. It is a very good core problem identified. You have unprofitable. So what are the causes? One, does this cause poor standard of living, or is poor standard of living higher than low income? Does unprofitable agricultural produce directly connect to poor standard of living, or is it more related, directly related to low income? If a
Yes,
farmer,
ma'am.
yes, okay, so poor standard of living, pwede pa na siya ipataas. Okay, did you get my point? So,
Yes, ma'am.
direct relationship, logical, no? Logical ang relationship. Now, another is, this is labor, what? Labor sorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
So, is unprofitable agricultural produce result to labor sorrow? Is there a link, direct link? Kung resulta ba ang unprofitable agricultural produce to labor sorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How about unprofitable agricultural produce will result to low marketability?
Exactly, ma'am.
Exactly. So there is a direct link. How about because this one, poor standard of living, this is your position. Higher is low income, higher than the poor standard of living. So is low income a result of poor standard of living?
Yes, ma'am.
Result. So in other words, kung poor ang standard of living, the result just a low income, or is it the other way around?
Somehow.
Somehow, be sure. Anyway, this is just a practice. Actually, you'll get it right already, but we just have to rearrange some of the effects, no? uh, be sure that it will be more logical. There is a direct link between the effects, even between the effects and the causes and the core problem with the effects, the causes with the core problem. Okay? So another low marketability of products will result to decline in
Problem 2
production.
lang talaga sa topic, sir. Problem 3.
Is there a direct low
Yes, ma'am.
marketability of the products? There is a decline in production.
There is a relation.
There is a relationship. Okay?
Problem 3.
Sige.
3.
Now,
Problem
we
3.
try
Doon
to
yan, sir.
see
Problem problem 3.
low marketability. The effect is decline in production. Labor sorrow. The effect is decline
Sorry,
in
sir.
production.
Hari ka
Labor
jadi tira lang
sorrow.
ako problem 3.
The effect is decline in or will result to low income.
Naman ako nabutabutan, gina.
There must be an arrow in this, ha? So, okay, so you have a very good start. Some of the problems are especially this one, mitigate vulnerability to natural calamities. So you have already in your mind, when you go to the objective analysis, come up with an objective 3, you already have in mind the interventions that you're going to do to solve these problems, because we indicated and we discussed earlier that a problem is existing and it should have a solution. No, it is not imagined, or the problem are still to happen in the future. Okay, so just remember those things so that you will be guided
Thank you,
accordingly.
ma'am.
Okay, so thank you very much for your presentation. Let's give your group a round of applause. Okay, thank you. Okay, just revise that one according to some of the corrections, and then because this will be your input when you do your objective analysis, objective 3 after my input. Okay, another presentation. Any questions other groups from other groups? Did you get our comments?
Yes, ma'am. It's more on logical.
Okay, sige, thank you. Okay, let's go to other group. Ma'am Red.
Sir Pio.
Thank you, Sir Roger. Roger ba imo gagnay your nickname? Si Sir Flores.
Third Toto, ma'am, is my nickname.
Okay, sige, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kapso. Good morning, Ma'am Belma. So, I am tasked to present our output at Kapso Pontevedra. So, the group come up with this output, problem 3 analysis. first, we have come up with the situational analysis. So kinabunglan maayong kapis is a where majority of people and local farmers planted their corn or maize as their primary source of livelihood. So, however, farmers faces problems during harvest time because of their low quality of corn,
Paano na? Bigis niya sa'yo isang
well as
lunch
its
lang?
unregulated price in the market. In addition, 4K inputs such as quality seeds and fertilizer were inaccessible and the corn plants are dependent on the weather condition. So as a result, farmers opted to feed the ghost corn to their domesticated animals for their consumption. So our group fully identified the core problem. So specifically in Barangay Kinabunglan, Ayong Capiz. So the core problem is our low productivity and profitability of corn. So this core problem, the cause of these problems, first is the current of natural phenomenon or the effect of climate change, which are occurrence of drought, strong winds, and heavy rains. Also, so which could lead to poor crop process. So we have identified poor soil fertility, lack of access to key inputs such as quality seeds and fertilizers. So we also identified price monopoly of middlemen, which is they control they are controlling the price of the corn. So lack of mechanical dryers. So farmers are practicing monocropping, which is they only prefer to plant corn instead of other alternative crops. So also, so divide the unregulated market price. So the effects, for the effects, so decrease in yield, poor income of local farmers, then low quality product, and non-marketable product, and wastage. So that's all, ma'am. That's all of the output of Kapso Pontevedra.
Okay, thank you very much. Any question or comment from other groups? Do we have questions from other groups? None? So I can proceed with my comment.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, you have a very good core problem, low productivity and profitability.
That's the purpose
There
of
are
having
indicators
papers.
that can be this one. During the initial implementation of your project, you can already get the data for low productivity. But what is the indicator that is being used in measuring productivity? Okay, the
Yield,
yield?
ma'am.
Okay, the yield.
Yield, ma'am.
Okay, so if you notice, you have your effect decrease in yield.
Yes.
Okay, so basically, something problems into effects, and we are going to look at low productivity. The result is decrease in yield. So it is not logical, tama? Because that is an indicator. So you have to put it down. This is an indicator for low productivity, as you mentioned. But I like the word productivity. Actually, if you have this kind of proposal, this funding, then using the word production. Because production is given, right? Productivity is more marketable. When you use the word marketability in your proposal, in the title of your proposal. Okay? Okay, so low productivity and profitability. Does this result to poor income of local farmers? Is there a direct
Record mo
relationship,
na.
direct link between low productivity and profitability to poor income of local farmers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Now we go to the next, the effect.
Start na sir yung account na.
Does this low productivity
Start niya
and
by Bluetooth.
profitability result to low quality
Or
products?
nag-start na pero sa GC.
Yes or
Paano
no?
ba yung sino na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then, huh? How about non-marketable, not marketable, and then wastage? Okay, maybe we can review this one. Low quality product is a result of low productivity and profitability. How about the wastage and not marketable? Not marketable are the result of low quality product. The wastage are the result of quality product.
Yes,
Tama?
ma'am.
Okay, so
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
higher siya in your problem 3. When you come to your problem 3, so not marketable and wastage, these are the effects of low quality products. Okay? Okay, sige. Klaro na ta?
Yes, ma'am.
Go to the causes. Now, you have mentioned about led to crop losses. So your crop losses is directly linked to low productivity and profitability,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And crop losses, these are caused by occurrence of drought, strong wind, and heavy rains.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you do something if there are problems on occurrence of drought, strong winds, and heavy rain? Can you do something? You have
Yes, ma'am.
okay, so that's
Yes,
it.
ma'am.
So this is under below the promises occurrence of drought, strong winds, and heavy rain. Me? Huh? Can you get my point? So right after the crop problem, one of the causes is crop losses. Under the crop losses are occurrence of drought, strong winds, and heavy rains. Tama? And another cause of the core problem is poor soil fertility. Okay? Poor soil fertility is caused by, is this lack of access to key input? Or because you mentioned about fertilizer, no? You mentioned about fertilizer, the lack of access to key inputs. Fertilizer is one. So maybe lack of access to key inputs fertilizer only. This will result to poor soil fertility. Tama or dili? Or hindi? Tama ba siya?
Poor soil fertility, ano siya ma'am, refers to excessive usage of soil and also the lack of access to fertilizers.
Okay, so these are causes. Can you do something now with excessive use of the soil or without access or lack of access to fertilizers? These are causes. Why is it that there is a problem on poor soil fertility now or poor soil fertility? So you can identify now this lack of access, especially fertilizer, lack of access to fertilizer and excessive use of the soil. So this will result to poor soil fertility. Okay, so as mentioned, these two are the causes for poor soil fertility. So you have already two identified causes of the core problem. One is the crop losses that are also caused by winds and heavy rains. And the other one is Poor soil fertility. The underlying causes are lack of access to key inputs, especially fertilizer, and the excessive use of the soil. Then you also mentioned about lack of mechanical dryers.
Yes.
Lack of mechanical dryers, is this a direct cause of low productivity and profitability? Direct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you do something of this problem, lack of mechanical dryers? So why is it that there is a lack of mechanical dryers? Why?
Why?
Oh, why?
Uh, because of the ano ma'am, the cost of establishing mechanical dryers.
Maybe
High cost.
okay, maybe one intervention that you can do with this is you link with the ARFO, the Department of Agriculture, because they are giving actually this one. This is one of their major final outputs, no? That is one of their MFOs that they have to deliver. So maybe you can solve that one. Lack of mechanical dryers.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe one of the reasons, inadequate siguro hindi lack, but inadequate access to these inputs. Close parenthesis, mechanical dryers. Then you have mentioned about monocropping. Monocropping is the result, is the cause of low productivity. Does this will result to low productivity? Monocropping, yes or no?
Stress
Yes,
yan.
ma'am.
Okay, so this is another cause that is directly linked to core problems. So you have now four or five. Four? Five na ba? Or four? First is the crop loss. Second is poor soil fertility. And the third is lack of mechanical dryers. And you have the monocropping. You have also mentioned about price monopoly of middlemen.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
also mentioned about unregulated market price.
Yes, ma'am.
Price monopoly is caused by unregulated market price, or it's the other way around. Unregulated market price is caused by, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you rearrange your causes.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you remove sa effects, you remove the decrease in yield because that is an indicator for low productivity.
Yes, ma'am.
You can use that sa log frame, our log frame for the OBI, for the indicator. Okay. Okay. So no more questions. Wala ni questions? Klaro ba? Is it clear,
Yes,
everyone?
ma'am.
Okay. So okay, we'll proceed now. So we can only have two presentations because we cannot accommodate everyone.
Yes.
But next time, for the objective 3, another two groups will present. Okay, so let's proceed with our discussion. Can we go back to my presentation?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your
Yes, very, very
efforts. Actually, I'm happy with your outputs, even if the time is limited. But you were able to come up with your very nice, beautiful outputs. Thank you very much. So we'll proceed now to my presentation. Did I share screen already, Miss Ma'am Rian?
Wala pa, ma'am.
Wala pa.
Yes po.
Okay.
Yan na, ma'am.
Okay na. So, very good for the group 2, the actually conducted situation analysis, although I did not require, but you did your part. Thank you very much. Then we have this stakeholder analysis discussion. We are through with the problem analysis. Now we will proceed to the objective analysis. This is very easy. Is the exercise easy or not? Very easy, right? Okay, we'll proceed to the objective analysis. So actually, this identifies the desirable situation of your clients. Remember, your clients are they are your reason why you're going to what you call this make this proposal, make this extension proposal for them. And I am happy that you have a lot of funding. Other universities, they do not have funds. They have lesser funds for extension, more on research. Big chunk goes to research. Okay, now the first step is you are going to describe the future situation that will be achieved if you are going to solve the problem. For example, low productivity. So what is a low productivity and profitability? So what is the future situation uh, you want to achieve, no, for this low productivity and profitability, so that you will be able to solve the problem. So problem, example, low productivity and profitability. You want to solve this. You have your objective. Example, this one, declining rice production. You want to improve the situation in the future. You have to increase rice production. And then identify possible solutions by means and relationship. Now, what is the relationship present in the in the problem analysis? Any anybody? What is the relationship in problem analysis?
Steve Minier.
Siguro. Sir Roger, can you comment? In
There is
okay.
there is a relationship with the problem and the objectives because the once the rebuilding is complete, what I mean the problem, then we can have the increase of rice production.
Okay, so that's for problem, excuse me, problem and objective. Now, in doing the problem analysis, in crafting the problem tree, what is the relationship that is present? Because here in the objective analysis, means and relationship.
There
Remember?
is, yes ma'am, there is a cause and effect.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. So, in objective tree, no, problem tree, you have, or problem analysis, you have the cause and effect relationship, no? Here, in objective analysis, you have the means and relationship. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes ma'am.
Yes, okay. So you are going to identify the possible solutions by means and relationship. You have the effect for the objective analysis, and you have the cause. So effect, you want to achieve the end, and then the cause. So you are going to have your solutions or your interventions, no? So means and relationship. Here you have the cause and the means. You are going to look at the solutions. That is why I ask you not to stop the question why, so that you will be able to identify the interventions, the means, so that you will be able to achieve the means. So means, ends, cause, effect. Gets the difference between the objective analysis and problem analysis. You have the cause and effect, the means and relationship. Okay. Okay, steps. You are going to restate elements into positive conditions that are desirable and then realistically achievable.
Okay? Okay, you have here the cause effect for the problem analysis. It will now become, then you have the objective, okay? It now becomes means and relationship. So you have to review the objective 3 in terms of validity and completeness. Okay? So you can revise statements or you can delete other objectives. So if relevant and necessary. So relationship. So this is your problem 3. Okay? Based on our case study of Sebastian, San Sebastian. So if we are going to translate it into objective 3 after doing the analysis, objective analysis, the declining rice production will become increased rice production. And then reduced occurrence of pests and diseases. The farmers do not plant new rice varieties will become
Farmers plant the rice varieties.
farmers increasingly plant improved rice varieties. So under that, farmers practice effective pest and diseases and disease control system. No? So these are now you can now identify your means or interventions at this level so that you will be able to reduce the occurrence of pests and diseases. So for the farmers to have this planting improve more farmers to plant improved rice varieties, they have access to needed inputs and they should have technical skills that are being enhanced. So here, you can already identify interventions. For example, farmers' technical skills are enhanced. So what is your intervention here? What will be your activity?
Trainings,
Okay.
trainings,
So
and
we're just
seminars.
looking at your means here, no? Farmers' technical skills. Although it doesn't say or it is not written as trainings, you can already think of the intervention to be done. Not
Yes, ma'am.
training, but other extension
Activities.
activities can be done, no, to enhance their technical skills. So we are always misconstrued that training is already enough, no, for the farmers to acquire technical
Ay, so
skills.
limang
So
take
there
one,
are
tigyan
still
mo. Ano,
other
tapos ako?
methods,
They have no
no,
active account,
that
wala.
can be done for to enhance
Diyan,
the
ano, pistol mo siya?
capability of the farmers. Okay? Okay, now government
Oo, ako isang
policy
panakon, isang
favorable to rice
isang gaspi.
production. So
Pagka ako,
klaro
present
na?
kami sa MRC, pa naman gaspi mo lang.
Is it clear na?
Nagdali ako.
So
Yes,
will
ma'am.
result to your core problem will result to increased income. Your core objective will result to your increased income of farmers. So your objective, and then it will also increase the supply of rice. And if there is an export, exports will be resumed. No? Okay, so I hope this is clear.
Clear? Yeah, gata.
So you have already, actually you have your means here, you have your means
Ina,
here,
problem ko, di ba? Objective 3 naman.
means, your interventions, and the effect is here at the top. You have your purpose or your objective. This part here are your goals. Goals, you have purpose, you have here the outputs, you have here the activities. Is this logical from below to the effects?
Is the relationship direct? Is there a direct link?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there is means and end relationship. So, klaro na. So, is it clear na? Okay? So, we can have our workshop and then maybe at what time in the afternoon, because it's almost 12, you can have your workshop for 15 minutes, then presentation this afternoon. Is it all right? Ma'am Rayan? Ma'am Rain?
Yes, ma'am. Okay po.
They have already their outputs no presented, especially for the two groups. So the problem 3 can be now converted into objective 3. And then after that, uh, two groups again, other groups can present this afternoon. Or maybe
Yes, ma'am.
3 because it is already very easy. No, I hope
15 minutes, madam.
15 minutes. Then this afternoon, they can present. Dali naman lang. Very easy. Okay?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you.
So are we all finished today, ma'am? For this morning session, ma'am?
Okay, yes.
Okay. So thank you very much, Dr. Patindo, for the
Yes,
time and effort.
questions,
Hmm?
clarifications.
Any questions po? Anybody na may questions kay ma'am? You can type or you can raise your hands so that you will be acknowledged. Anybody?
They can write in the chat and then I will
Chat
answer.
box po. Kung nahiya po kayong mag-ask, you can type sa chat box.
Okay, sige. Take it away.
Ma'am Lusada, go ahead.
Ma'am Vil, what time are we going to resume this afternoon? Exact time po? Ma'am Rain, what is the pleasure of everyone? And based on the program, actually, supposedly, presentation of the outputs should be done this morning. But since we are late and it's okay for me, we can proceed this afternoon. So, are you still going out for your lunch? Go home? Going home?
We're actually at home, ma'am.
At home.
We can start earlier, ma'am, if
Okay, no
it's
problem.
possible for everyone. 12:30 or 1? Saan po kayo gusto, ma'am? 1. Okay, yes, ma'am. So everyone, we can start at 1 p.m. Opo.
Okay, sige.
Please be here, everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, thank you, ma'am, Patindo, Dr. Patindo, for the time and effort that you gave today for Capiz State University. Just a quick reminder for everybody. So please fill up the attendance form that using the link that we have provided sa chat box para may certificate po tayo. Kung wala tayong attendance, wala po tayong certificate. Thank you. Please be back at 1 p.m. and the same link.
Send ka pa sir, no? Okay na to sir.
Wala po may naging naman. Ano pa po kasi
Hindi, kayo ulat ko lang yung video, maging pangaboy para
i-chat lang kung isa. Ganyan ko lang sa YouTube. Pag gano'n.
Huwag ka patulog dun sa sakit dito, sir. Atong bago lang tanan.
Bago lang naman. Ang lakang. Bago yung
Ako gasa. Kasi bisa mo lang sinabi ng mga po.
pero pwede ito bang utang yung Diyos?
Dala sa.
Ang parang ma-extract mo yung salita.
Oo, tama-tama. Naglakad ako tayo. Walang sir, ay.
Ganun mo lang sir.
Hindi naman kadala. Hindi naman vlog na
Hindi na rin ang budget, sir.
Ako man dyan po sa kapsulog. Walang sir.
Amo yung sarang problema, sir. Ang realidad wala. Ang mga seryo na tamarang sa magulang, kaya may budget ito local, sir. Hindi na ito magamit. Oo. Kasi may problema. Ano naman gan, suppose lang gaga niya. Secondary na lang natin yung source sa Diriya. Kung papirma ka sa local, kung kuha ang budget, hindi siya mag-atal. Eh guys, ako bala kung naisip mag diri ka, ano naman para ng budget. Imagine na bala. Imagine.
Susunod din kung di makahatag, mo niya convert ko na sir. Wala sa yung ano,
Ang bot, depende sa sarila. May kunabing diyas na kasi yung mga yakan. Ganit. Tokens.
problem and profitable.
Ay, nako. Kalawat-kawat pa niyo. Extension.
Pag sinabi ng physical,
sila ba pareho? Sige. Tapos na.
okay, wag sa
Kaya kasi kung na-transition ka lang, tap na yung ano lang muna, downloadable na. O pwede na sa cellphone ka na. Pwede na.
tapos na yung ulit. Tapos na. Hindi na mo yan ang asawa sila. Hindi sunod mo nga mo.
Kasi